Cars are not just vehicles, they're capsules of history, each model carrying countless tales of yesteryear. As technology propels us forward, there are relics of the past, unique and funky car features that have been left behind. Facts First presents old car features that sadly don't exist anymore. Pop-up headlights. The 80s and 90s were a time of automotive charm, and nothing screams nostalgia quite like pop-up headlights. From the sporty Nissan 240SX and Mazda Miata to the luxurious Ferrari F40, these headlights weren't just functional, they were a bold style statement. Window cranks. You've probably seen the hand motion, a circling gesture, urging someone to roll down their window. Before the prevalence of power windows in the mid-90s, that manual crank was how it actually was done. Hood ornaments. Once the crown jewel of many cars, hood ornaments were shiny, proud symbols of brands like Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, and Cadillac. While most brands have shifted their logos to the grille, some, like Rolls-Royce, still uphold this tradition. Under license plate gas caps. Fueling up used to come with a little surprise. Instead of the conventional gas caps on the side, many older vehicles hid theirs beneath the license plate. Flip the plate, fuel up, and you're on your way. CD changer magazines. Before the era of streaming music, CD changers were the real deal. For those cars lacking space behind the dash, magazines in the trunk held a selection of albums ready to be switched through from the comfort of the driver's seat. Foot dimmer switch. In an effort to keep drivers' hands firmly on the wheel, many vehicles from the 50s to the 70s incorporated a foot-operated high beam switch. Safety first, even back then. Glovebox Mini Bar. Yes, those weren't just in spy movies. Some vintage vehicles had a mini bar inside the glove box, complete with shot glasses and bottles for those special moments. Today, for obvious safety reasons, those features are long gone. Power antennas. Can you imagine an antenna that rolls up and down at the push of a button? Some older cars boasted this feature, with antennas extending automatically upon ignition. Wing windows. Before air conditioning was a standard feature, wing or vent windows were the next best thing. A simple flip directed fresh air into the car without all the road noise. Automatic seatbelts. Some might fondly remember the automatic seatbelts of the 90s. Opening the door would move the upper shoulder strap along the roofline. It was quirky and unique, setting the tone for a litany of future car tech innovations. Dual fuel tanks. Old Ford trucks had a special trick up their sleeves. Dual fuel tanks meant extended journeys on a single fill-up, and the joy of watching the fuel gauge jump from empty to full was unmatched. T-tops, a quintessential feature for muscle and sports cars from the 70s to the 90s. T-tops were the epitome of cool. Imagine cruising in a T-top Trans Am with classic tunes in the background. Front bench seats, a romantic drive or the joy of fitting in more friends. The once standard front bench seats in many four-door cars allowed for such cherished moments. Though still found in some single cab trucks today, they evoke a sense of nostalgia for many. Headlight wipers. Specifically designed for European cars, often facing unpredictable weather, headlight wipers, complemented by washer nozzles, ensured clear forward vision. Over time, however, aesthetic design gradually overshadowed this functional feature. Branded accessories. Remember when purchasing a new car also meant finding delightful branded goodies in the back seat like emergency kits, hats, or backpacks? Today's fiercely competitive auto industry views these as extraneous expenses, leading to their decline. Suicide doors. Long before they graced customized cars and music videos, suicide doors were a standard feature in classics such as the 1967 Lincoln Continental. A blend of style and function, they've become a symbol of automotive elegance from the past. Rain gutters. The charm of old Ford trucks wasn't just in their build, but also features like rain gutters. Running along the cab's length, these gutters, though no longer common, are fondly remembered by many. Fender-mounted mirrors. Predominantly seen on classic Datsuns and European roadsters, Fender-mounted mirrors added a touch of flair to the car's exterior. Though a trend in the past, they're still admired by auto enthusiasts today. Manual choke cable. Starting a cold engine once required a bit of hands-on work. With the manual choke cable, drivers would pull to close the choke, ignite the engine, and then release the cable. It was a routine familiar to many and part of the unique driving experience. Wood side panels. Starting in the 30s and extending until the early 90s, the wood paneling on cars, often dubbed woodies, was not just a design but an embodiment of American automotive culture. Station wagons and beach cruisers proudly sported this trend, making them instantly recognizable. Gauges on the hood. A nod to the muscle car era, external gauges propped up on the hood might not have been a factory feature, but they were significant in car culture. With easy installation that bypassed any need to interfere with the firewall, they became a common sight on race-ready vehicles. Rear steering. In the early 2000s, certain GM trucks and SUVs came equipped with an innovative feature called quadristeer or rear steering. Designed to aid in maneuvering, especially when towing larger trailers, this feature justified its premium price tag for many dedicated drivers. Swing-away steering wheels. Once a gem in select car models, swing-away steering wheels allowed drivers to move the steering column to one side for easier entry and exit. It was a blend of innovation and luxury, enhancing the driving experience and turning heads whenever showcased. Breezeway windows. Found predominantly in classic sedans, breezeway windows were rear windshields that could be powered downward, promoting airflow without letting in the outside elements. This feature provided comfort on warm days before the ubiquity of car air conditioning. Trafficators. Before the advent of modern blinking turn signals, some cars used trafficators. These were semaphore signals mounted inside the doorpost, which would pop out and illuminate to indicate a turn. A charming relic of the past, they were both functional and a bit peculiar. Column shifter. Popularly referred to as three on the tree, column shifters were manual transmissions mounted on the steering column. While today's cars have mostly moved to floor-mounted shifters, the column shifter holds a special place in automotive history. Bench front seats with no seatbelts. Today, seatbelts are a crucial safety feature in vehicles. But there was a time when cars not only lacked seatbelts, but also featured those bench front seats, allowing passengers to slide from one end to the other, especially during turns. Rear-hinged trucks, also known as clamshell trucks, these opened from the top rather than the bottom. This design was believed to provide better protection against the elements and easier access to luggage. In-car record players. Before the age of streaming and even before 8-tracks and cassettes, some luxury cars boasted built-in record players. Imagine cruising down the boulevard with your favorite vinyl record spinning away. But the bumps on the road often made this feature more of a novelty than a practical music solution. Curved windshield. In the endless quest for innovative design, some cars from the 50s showcased curved windshield that wrapped around the sides. Though stylish, these windshields had a major drawback. They often caused a distorted view and glaring reflections. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you wish any of these things still existed in cars today? Let us know in the comments section below.